Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about what is the impact of trying to support somebody who has been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. This video is also for anybody who has been given the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder. I personally don't like the diagnosis, but that is the recognized term, so I'm going with it. I don't support the diagnosis. Now, in my experience, quite often, people who have been sexually abused, who has been victim of a trauma, and now they have survived that experience. What happens though, the legacy of that trauma or abuse gets embedded in their mind. And one of the things that mind decides is mind decides to numb the emotion. And when the numbness of the emotion happens, it changes people's personality, and that's why the name borderline personality disorder is given. It's wholly inappropriate, but that's where it is we are now. Now, if you're trying to support somebody with personality disorder, one of the things you might notice is that they become friend with you very quickly and they start trusting you very quickly. But all of a sudden, you would not be able to point any reason, but all of a sudden, they detach from you. You become the enemy, and it becomes very difficult and very traumatic experience for yourself because you are trying to support that person, but that person dislikes you and you don't know what is the reason. Actually, what happens in those circumstances is that when, in my view, when somebody with personality disorder develops an attachment because they want to trust somebody, but when they trust somebody, all of a sudden mind goes bonkers. Mind says, oh, what is happening? I can't trust anybody. And they immediately reacts in a very dramatic way by trying to detach from that person who is trying to help. So anybody who's trying to support somebody, a friend, family, or anybody, please don't get disheartened if this happens to you, because it is not a reflection on you. It is not a reflection on the person whom you are supporting. It is just where the emotions are of that person who has been given the diagnosis. And for the person who, if you have been given the diagnosis, please don't be ashamed. It is your challenge that you have got because of most probably somebody else's fault. So in this kind of situation, there's no winner. Everybody suffers. But this is normal, and all that the starting point is that if you want to make a change, both ways, the person who is supporting and person who has been given the diagnosis, the first thing is to, if possible, to go back to that point when the relationship broke down and try to trace back the emotions that was going through at that time. It might be another event that might erupt the emotions, but they are interlinked in a way. This is a complex concept. I'm trying to explain my best. If it doesn't make sense, please ask me any questions. Thank you so much for watching. Wish you all the best.